What's up, guys? It's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Buildit video. And today we're going to talk about the people that have restarted and what they need to do going forward with the new changes. Okay, so first things first, hit that like and subscribe button. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers that anybody who doesn't hit the button is a lazy asshole. So, yeah, don't be a lazy asshole. Not on my channel. Okay, I got an interesting message this morning, actually. It kind of made me laugh. It was from somebody about restarting their city. I can't remember his name now. It was only like 2 minutes ago, too, that I read the message. But anyways, it kind of inspired this video because he had said that he had a higher level city with a low amount of storage and that it took 3 of my videos to convince him to finally restart, and that I don't know what I said in one of my videos. I must have said something about not being able to have a cool river or something. And that was it for him. That was the deal breaker. Out of all the things I said, that was it. Kind of made me laugh. And I'm like, took me 3 videos. 3 videos to convince you to restart. It took 3? My videos are an hour long a piece. You know what I'm saying? And I say a lot of shit in an hour. And it took me 3 hours to convince you to restart. That's crazy. Okay? So I'm like, all right. If he's thinking about it for that long, that means a lot of other people are probably thinking about it for that damn long. And so then he goes on to ask me what he should do going forward, and you know, how long he should camp level 18 or 24 or what, you know what I mean? And I realized that a lot of people may not know this, but I had put up a video of the Missy's Building Guide 2. Okay? That is the guide that you guys want to follow. But a lot of people, maybe you've watched that video and maybe you just want me to say it all again. I don't know. Maybe you haven't watched the video. Who knows? But here I am to make another video. So I'm going to tell you again what I said in that video, but a little bit more. Okay? So essentially what you want to do with the new update and everything, they had taken the contest to mayors and lowered the participation level to 11. Yes, you can now participate in the contest to mayors as a level 11 player, which is a whole new thing for the SimCity community. Now, I had the pleasure of working with somebody that was actually a level 11 player in the contest, and I can honestly say that you can earn quite a bit of points as a level 11 player because of the amount of, not the amount of tasks, but the amount of points that the tasks provide is pretty high considering. I mean, sure, it is double points week, but I'm also cutting those points in half on a normal week to kind of see. And I was surprised that they didn't flood you guys with a lot of production tasks. But then again, he had a really nice setup to his list. So that could be partially to blame for that. But, you know, realistically, you want to start playing the contest to mayors right away because, oh, yeah, hang on, there's somebody bumping music behind me. Give me just a second. But give me a minute here. If you look at I'm at the ATM. I gotta get money for my coffee. I was expecting it to kind of be a little quicker than this. And I'm kind of trying not to get robbed, so pretty early. You're like, I'm gonna catch your robbery on stream. The last moments of Missy's life. Wouldn't be surprised. This town's crazy. Fucking crazy motherfuckers around here. You don't even know, dude, how many homicides we have in Washington all the damn time. Honestly, though, it's not any more than most places. People just don't look up the statistics and realize it. Just because it's not in the mainstream media, they're like, what do you mean there was a murder? What do you mean there was 200 unsolved homicides in Washington last year alone? I never heard about any of them. Well, duh. You're too busy taking pictures of your lasagna and putting it on fucking Facebook. Like, seriously, how the hell are you going to know about somebody being murdered when your dumbass is talking about a lasagna? Wow, I'm in a foul mood this morning. Okay, let's get this damn video on the road here. Okay, now that I killed my fucking car, That was classic. Takes off in a clutch. Kaboom! Kill it! Like, who does that, right? Missy does that. Okay, so. Why can't I see my damn screen? And I want everybody to take a good look. Blah. I'm not even going to edit that out. That was so great. Okay. Let me see if I can tongue twist this one back around. I want everybody to take a good long look at the top right corner of my screen. I have 1.1 million coins. Yes, I have been slacking in the helping people department this week. I have focused solely on killing flies and having no power all week, so I haven't done a whole lot. Meaning, I actually have some money because I haven't spent it doing anything. Okay. Just wanted to say that. Now, you've restarted, okay? You've restarted, and maybe you haven't restarted yet, but you're still thinking about it. Just stop playing games, okay? Restart your damn city. You can go back to the shithole that you came from if you would like. Just save the damn city, restart, and quit suffering and putting yourself through all this misery, and just do it. Trust me, there's not one person on this side of the fence that's restarted that's going to say, don't do it. It's a trap. No, trust me. They are trying to heave you over the fence. That's how much you need to restart. Now that you have restarted, you don't want to mess up again, do you? I don't think so. You're probably sitting there going, oh, I'll be damned if I'm going to mess this up again. And this is something that a lot of people go through. And it's almost frustrating for me because what ends up happening is people try so hard to not screw up, they end up screwing up. Now, granted, when they screw up in this way, it's not irreversible. It's just a waste of time, which is good. It's better than irreversible screw-ups. Trust me, I have quite a few of those in my life. Now, when you look at it like this, I have, for instance, I'll bet you, and I haven't checked yet, but I'm just going to just look. Where's Tyzo? Tyzo. Okay. Tyzo. Level 21. Okay. She has plenty of storage space. Plenty. Like somewhere in the 400s, I think. She needs to go to level 24. Now. She's taken too damn long. I've been telling her to go to level 24 for a damn long time. Same with Yoda. CPT, he always listens to Missy, so he's on the good list. But everybody else, don't listen, okay? They listen to Missy up until the point where they don't want to listen to Missy. And then they ignore Missy. And then Missy gets mad and yells at people, and then they cry. Okay. But really, they really do that. They do. They're like, you know so much. I've learned so much. You are my master. And then they're like, but I don't agree with that. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to defy your logic and do something stupid. If I'm telling you to level up, it's because you can level up. Believe it or not, I'm not setting you up for failure. Okay? I'm trying to help you. So if I tell you you can go to level 24 safely and that you're actually going to benefit yourself, stop camping. Okay? Do you know how many people a day hit me up on Facebook? It's annoying, quite frankly. I have the crime page. I've got the missing persons. I've got the SimCity community. It's great, okay? It's great and it's annoying. What's annoying, though, isn't when people hit me up to compliment me, of course. It's no, I'm just fucking with you. No, what's annoying, though, is when people, they know you're right. They know you have good content. They know that your advice is good. And for whatever reason, they think that they know best. They truly don't put faith in you. Okay? And that's the one thing that has kind of always frustrated me about the human race, honestly, is that you know what you did wrong the first time around, right? Okay. But who do you think knows better, me or you? Honestly. I mean, honestly. So when I'm arguing with somebody who has 2 months into this game and has screwed up 5 cities and they've learned everything that they do know that's good from me, and then they turn around and argue, that just drives me up the wall. It does. It just drives me crazy. Do you know how many people a week I fight with to push forward because they're taking too long? They're camping too long because they want storage. I had one guy. He was like, you know, he wanted to remain a really low level, like level 10, because he read it somewhere on Reddit. And he's like, you know, algorithm this and that. And I said, you're not listening to me, dude. You're not hearing me. I've studied this game, okay? The algorithm you're looking at is the amount of items that you see on the global market. The possibility of a rare item appearing. But what you're not taking into consideration is that the game is not forced to show you all of these selections. It can actually limit the depots that you see, which is why when you open this up at your level, most of the time, you don't see a full list. You're going to see like three squares. How is that a better algorithm? It's not. Then you take into consideration all the other features in the game that you are missing out on and all the other depots that you're not able to see. And he's like, oh, okay. And I finally was able to talk him into going up. And he goes up, and within a couple of days, I get a message saying, wow, you were right. I have been getting so many more rares now. Thank you. Thank you. Now tell that to the rest of the damn people I talk to that want to be level 7 or level 8. That is foolish, okay? I don't care who you talk to on Facebook who thinks they know their shit. They don't know. If they're telling you that, they don't know. I'm just being honest. Now, like I said, I have been playing this game too damn long, okay? I know what I'm talking about. And if I'm telling you you can go up, you can go up. Now, here's the risk that you take. And this is the whole point in this whole exercise here, is that when you restart, you don't want to level up too quickly, but you don't want to level up too slowly either, because you're not going to be making progress. Here's the deal, okay? Let's put it to you this way. Let's just hypothetically say that you have 5 months. You have 5 months to accomplish everything on the Missy's Building Guide, which is maximum storage, maximum land, maximum beach and mountain, and just all that, okay? You've got 5 months. You will not reach the end of that goal if you remain low level for too long. So, I ask you, if you have 100 people participating in this race, everybody who camped too long is half the distance as everybody else. Why would you camp for too long? The ultimate goal here is to be as successful as possible in the least amount of time, right? Okay. You're wasting your good, precious time by not multitasking and focusing on multiple aspects of your city. By you remaining a very low level for too long, you are hurting yourself. You're wasting time. Now, granted, these decisions you're making aren't irreversible. You know, sure, you might waste 2 months, but at least you're not completely fucking your city up. But you are wasting very good time that you don't need to waste. You can go up safely, right? Now, with this epic glitch, and this is what I want to talk to everybody about real quick. A lot of people have been able to resolve this epic glitch by multiple different techniques. Now, I have videos on that, so go ahead and search for those videos if you are, in fact, in that predicament. Now, me, personally, I don't like to spend 6 months busting my ass on a city to find out that it's broken. So I'm not going to take the chance. I'm just going to speed level to level 24, making all regular residential homes, and then my ass is parked on level 24 until I'm done, finishing everything. You know, the maximum storage, everything. That is what I would do, okay? Now, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You don't have to do that. You can take the risk of having a broken game. Now, granted, most people have been able to fix this issue, or at least eventually have it resolved, but there are still a few that have not. Now, they've tried storing the Santa shop, they've tried storing the sports shop, they've tried clicking on all of the opinion bubbles and notifications and city journals and buildings and everything, and nothing has worked for them. Now, doesn't mean that it may not work in the future. It just means that right now the game is not being nice to them for whatever reason, and it may never be nice to them. I don't know. Even SimCity can't tell them why it's happening. So the real question here is, how much time do you want to give to find out you could have wasted it all? That's what I have a hard time wrapping my head around, is wasting all that time to inevitably end up with a city that you can't even build an epic on. And if that's the case, that's going to really hinder your performance in the contest of mayors and in general. So you have a couple of options as far as leveling goes with my building guide. And that is, one, you don't screw around and you focus on, here's what you would be doing. At the beginning stages of the game, you're going to be placing down only regular residential homes. You're going to be building them up to the maximum upgrade, okay? Because that's super important. It's super important you don't end up with a bunch of half-built homes. Then you're going to build all 5 slot factories as quickly as you can. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people, because they can play the contest of mayors at level 11, they're wanting to camp level 11 for a really long time. And I don't think that's a good idea. Here's a couple of reasons why, okay? You can camp level 11, and you're really hurting yourself as far as being able to progress in the game, under the term that you're going to have more depots accessible to you. You're going to be able to join the group feature, which means you'll be able to actually start earning war points towards your war stuff for Mega. Otherwise, you're going to end up in Mega, and you're not going to have any war cards unlocked or anything. And then you're going to be sitting there in Mega with 6K tasks you can't do. Or 3K tasks you can't do, I mean. So what good does that do? Then you have to take into consideration that you don't really have the population opportunities as a level 11 player, so you're unlocking stuff and spending all these keys you really can't afford to spend trying to buy all these heliports and things like that to try to boost your pop enough to get you those 5 slot factories, which is proving to be pretty impossible. And so realistically, and you're still taking the risk of not having epics when you get to level 24. You're also taking the risk of you're really not earning a whole lot of land or storage at that level. You're really not compared to what you would be getting if you were a couple levels higher. And then you take into consideration the money opportunities are very minimal. Okay, you're not able to produce $30,000 worth of your daily income, along with other income that you can't make. So all around, you're really not able to benefit. Oh, and you can't use any tokens of any kind. You don't even have silver ones unlocked or bronze yet. So you're really limited to being able to make money, have money, do things. So it's just not beneficial. You're going to be in a situation where, oh, whoop-de-doo, you have 200 storage in the first month and a half, 2 months of your gameplay. Well, meanwhile, the person that's speed leveled to 24 is somewhere around 300-400 storage in 3 months' time. You know what I mean? So they've accomplished more. They have war stuff unlocked. They have more money. They've been working on epics. They actually have gold epics completed that you don't have now. So, yeah, I would not camp level 11. That's just me. Now, if you want to try to play the Contest of Mayors as a level 11 player, the first couple of weeks, as you progress up, I would just play it and level up. That's what I would do. I would play the Contest of Mayors as a level 11 player, leveling up on regular residential upgrades, and then when you hit level 18, you're going to be able to join a group. You need to find a group that best suits you, that works for you. If you're having trouble finding a group, you can go to Facebook and tell people, what type of group you're looking for. Are you looking for an active club for trade? Are you looking for a war group? Are you looking for a war group that specifically loses for the Contest of Mayors? That's going to be hard to find. We do that, though, if you need help. We are available. You may be able to get in. You may not be able to get in. I won't know that. I have a lot of people that want in. But the thing is the high demand list to get into my group, it kind of shuffles out because people don't hit me up at the right time. So it's more or less, are you going to be hitting me up when that door opens? And if you're not, then somebody else is coming in that door when that bitch opens. I'm sorry. I don't have all day to wait around on you. A day and a half later for you to say, well, yeah, I wanted in your group, but now we're in war. Well, okay, hit me back when you're not in war then. You shouldn't have stayed in a group if you knew you wanted in my group, So people apply to my group, and then I hit okay, and then their club is in war, or they're already in a club. so it doesn't allow me to accept them immediately in. It actually they have to agree on it. It gives them a notification that says, hey, would you like to join this group? It doesn't just automatically add you in without agreeing. Or, well, it shouldn't anyway. Sometimes it does. If you send it in immediately, like within a certain amount of time, it will automatically add you in. But that's if you're not in a group. That's how it's supposed to work. Unless they changed it again, but that's how it's supposed to work. Okay, so what level should you be? What's the ideal level? Now, for me, I would go to level 24, as I've stated a couple of times now, just to be sure that I do, in fact, have those epics unlocked. Now, if you want to camp, should you camp level 18 or level 20? Level 20 is always better to camp than level 18. Level 18 is not an ideal camping zone because when you get to Mega, you want to be able to utilize those upgrade tasks and things like that. But more importantly, you're really not, you're probably not going to be able to utilize the upgrade tasks, but you want to be able to utilize those tokens. Okay? So the way that the first Missy's Building Guide was written was to only level up when you had an assignment for a regular residential upgrade if you wanted to do that, right? Then it kind of changed because people were experiencing technical difficulties and things like that. And then we decided, okay, you know what? It would be best, actually, if people were able to use tokens to do their production tasks so they could actually complete shit in Mega. So level 20 became the new go-ahead. Then it was like, you know what? You really don't unlock that much stuff between level 20 and 24, and you can utilize tokens, gold, the gold tokens, and you can actually get your epics done. But you unlocked a new task in the Contest of Mayors, and that is epic projects. Now, that's only one task added to your list, right? So, personally, level 24 is probably the best level in the game to be. Honestly, it really is. It's the lowest level you can be while taking advantage of all of the best opportunities within the game. Once you are below level 24 or one level higher than 24, it's just bad. There's nothing beneficial going for you. So if I had to say that there was one best level in the game to be, it would be level 24. You can still find storage and dozer items just fine. You can actually earn things and make money. You can actually complete epic projects. You still have a pretty good amount of the higher level items locked, so you're not struggling for too much storage space. And you can take advantage of almost every feature within the game that is beneficial to you at this time. Like the airport, anything you would want to do with the airport, you can do. The VU tower, you can do epics, participate in the contest, participate in groups. Everything that you would need to do, you can do at level 24 and still be able to find storage and dozer and things like that. So I would say the best level in the game to be the most popular level that you should be is level 24. Now what happens is people say they get to level 20 and they think, oh, I'll just be level 21 or 22. It's like, that doesn't do you any good. Why even go up at all? If you look at the level unlocks list, all you did was unlock more items, but without any benefit to you. So when you leave level 20 to go to level 24, you benefit absolutely nothing until you get to level 24. All you've done is unlocked more items. That's all you've done. But once you hit level 24, that's when you've unlocked something beneficial. And that is when you've unlocked whatever time discounts. If there is any at level 24, I think there's one shop time discount somewhere between there and there. I'd have to look it up just to double check. But now you can use those gold tokens. Okay, and that's going to make all the difference in the contest. Now, hopefully that answers everybody's questions. But I know the next question is going to be, well, I just started and I only have... okay, so usually what happens is, for instance, the guy that hit me up this morning, he said he had, I think it was a level 44 city, and he had somewhere around 200 and something storage. Now he's at level, I believe, 10 or 11 or something on his new city, and he has a short amount of time played, but he has, hang on. He has unlocked pretty much half the storage space that he had on his old city already. And that's my point. So you high-level players that are sitting there with 200-300 storage at best, there's no reason you can't have that within the first couple weeks of playing a new city. Really, truthfully. Depending on how much you play and how much you get done and things like that. But really, you could easily, hands down, get to 200-300 storage in 2-3 months' time. But you could get higher than that, really, depending on how much you did. But what it really comes down to is how long do you want it to take? Do you want to drag your feet as a level 11 player? Go ahead. But you're just wasting time. Really, truthfully, you are. You are wasting time. Precious time. You could be doing better things with your time that you're not doing because you're focusing too damn much on being a low level and camping for too long. Now, if you want to continue doing that, go right ahead. You're not hurting yourself by doing that in the aspect of an irreversible mistake. Like, whereas if you were to level up too quickly, there's nothing you can do to fix your city. You just have to restart. No, you're not doing that, but it's a huge waste of time. And basically what it could be is you could be accomplishing all these other things, but you're not. You're not accomplishing anything. All you're doing is camping and looking for storage, which you can barely afford because you can't make anything. And you don't have any tokens. So unless you have a city you're feeding coins to, you're going to be struggling there too, And then you're going to be scrimping anywhere, any corner you can, trying to boost your pop to unlock the VU tower at level 11 and the airport. I don't know how you're going to plan that. I mean, even if you boost your pop up with transportation, if you follow the Missy's Building Guide, you're not unlocking beach. That would be foolish because that's one of your really good point valued tasks. But even if you decided, screw it, I'm going to unlock 1 or 2 beach squares to boost my pop. Dude, how many keys do you think you're going to have? You would have to participate in the contest of mayors and hope that you were able to get enough keys from the past if you haven't unlocked your VU tower yet, and then continue to do your shipments. But even then, the damn heliport is 20 keys in itself. That's 20 shipments. I mean, that's ridiculous. That all that work, all that hell, and all that trying to get everything all jammed in there and spending all these keys you really should be saving to boost your pop to some obscene level so you can remain a low level and accomplish very little. It's none of that makes sense to me. Versus, okay, I'm going to go up a few levels, open up more depots, and actually earn and find more storage than I was finding before because I actually have more depots accessible to me with a short amount of algorithm affected. Okay? So at the level that you're at, the game isn't going to say, well, this person has 5 items unlocked. So, this is just hypothetical. This game has 10 items unlocked. So, out of those 10 items, 3 of them are storage. So, let's show him 30% storage. No. You really think it works that way? No. They're just going to say, well, fine. He's got 10 items unlocked, and normally we would have, X amount of boxes. So, let's cut out 60% of what he would see. And then we'll show him like 2% of rares. And by the time he gets there, half of them will be gone. Like, you're not just going to sit there in an overload of storage sea on the global market because you remained a low level. That's not how it works. But when you get to, a certain point in the game and you start unlocking every item in the game, then you start to notice, okay, wait a minute here. The reason the algorithm is affected isn't just because of the amount of items unlocked. That's not it, okay? It's not the amount, so to say. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not. Hear me out. It's the supply and demand of the items that are out there, right? So let's say that you were to break down the items list into 2 categories. The items that sell and the items that don't sell. The items that don't sell are the ones that are causing your algorithm to be garbage. They're the ones that are flooding the market because they don't sell, right? So would you say, if you could pick, let's say 20 items in the game, right? And you could pick any 20 items you wanted that your global market was going to have in it. Which would you choose and why? Well, anybody here that said, I'm going to pick ice cream, pizza, gnomes, TVs, bulbs, is an idiot. Why? Because those never sell. So that's all you will ever see. Now, what if you picked ladders and paint and melons and saps? Those are going to sell, right? So you need to take into consideration that what item you're unlocking. It's not just the amount of items unlocked, it's what item that is. So if they were to take the high level items and have you unlock them as a low level player, it would totally screw the algorithm up for low level players as well, because you would have a flood of ice cream bars on your screen. The reason that lower level players find more rares is because they have less items unlocked, but they have less difficult, hard to sell items unlocked. It's the type of item you're unlocking, and that is why I tell people when you want to level up at any point in the game, go type in SimCity Buildit level unlocks list and look at what you're unlocking before you decide if your algorithm is in fact infected. Affected, not infected. Okay, so when you look at that, you're level 24. Why is it that I tell people do not level up to 25? Go look up the level unlocks list and you'll know why. But go from level 18 to 20 and look at why it's okay to level up. Look at what you're unlocking. Ladders, right? Those don't really flood the market. How often do you open up your thing and you just see a mounding pile of ladders? Never, okay? Now, throughout the game, you're going to unlock things that do flood the market at any level. For instance, when you unlock sugar at level 18, it's going to flood your market a little bit. A lot of it. It is. But that is actually not a really terrible thing because you need it to produce donuts. So when it's not there, you'll be bitching about how it's not there. Like, when the Christmas shop was here and there was no sugar. So just be patient with it and realize, okay, I want to have all these boxes unlocked with the least amount of algorithm affected, but taking into consideration that you want to have multiple depots accessible to you. For instance, you can sit there at level 10 or 18 or 21, which is just, it doesn't even make sense to be a level 21, 22, or 23 because you have nothing going for you. Nothing. It's doing nothing. Doesn't make sense. Now, between levels 25 and 30 is pretty shitty. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. You're going to experience a lot of changes in your game. So you really want to have everything completed before you leave level 24. You really, really do. You really shouldn't leave level 24 until everything's done on the Missy's Building Guide. Now, definitely do not leave level 29. Once you leave level 29, that's it, dude. That's the turning point of you're doomed. You totally screwed yourself. You've unlocked Omega now. You've got probably several. If you made the mistake of going to level 30 in the first place and unlocking Omega and all that, odds are you probably unlocked a couple regionals on the way, and now you're just doomed. Okay, so for those of you who are doing the Missy's Building Guide, you've restarted. Great. Don't screw up your city by taking too damn long to get anywhere. Okay, try to get as much done as quickly as you can. Now, when you get to a level 11, you want to start playing the Contest of Mayors so you get promoted at the very least, okay? Just do quick, easy tasks, maybe factory productions like metal, wood, and plastic. Don't do a lot of the really long production tasks. They're not worth it. And do the best you can to spend any cash that you do get on your shop slots. So any cash that you guys obtain in your journal and all that, you're going to unlock your shop slots here. Now, I want to double check to make sure that everybody is fully aware of what I mean when I say a Contest of Mayors prep. As a level 11 player, this is going to be more crucial than any other player. Now, it used to be a level 18 player this was most crucial for, but now, no. Now it's level 11. Okay, so give me just a second and I'll explain it to you. Okay, so as a level 11 player, or a between level 11 and 18 player in the contest, and even players that are not level 11 are still going to use this technique, but it's definitely way more crucial that a level 11 player enforces it to the maximum efficiency. Otherwise, you will not be able to do your tasks. Okay? So, all right, let's get this show on the road. When you get a production task, here's part of the issue. When you cannot speed up the process of these assignments, you will fail. Okay? So when you look at the amount of assignments that you have been given for a week's time, you probably think, how the hell do they expect us to do 60 assignments in a week when these shipments take so long, when these production tasks take so long? It's because you're not supposed to be able to do them from the starting point to the end point. You're not supposed to start the task and then use the full amount of time to finish it. You're supposed to multitask prior and pay cash to cut corners and save time, or use speed tokens to speed up the production, or pick different tasks. Because of that, it makes it more interesting. It gives people a more strategic way of playing. Like, hey, do you want to spend cash on these flights to bring them in? Is it a waste of money? Is it not a waste of money? If you don't, somebody else will, kind of thing. Or you don't have time for this task. You have to do this task. That is where the challenge comes in. Okay. Now, as a level 11 player, you and everybody else that you're competing against does not have tokens, right? So here's the thing. You're also limited to cash. So you're not, and you also don't have the airport unlocked, and you also don't have the VU tower unlocked yet. So what tasks are you limited to? You're limited to upgrades, which you're obviously trying to avoid most of the time. Even if you weren't, that realistically, okay, you do a couple upgrades, now you're not a level 11 anymore, right? But realistically, you have the Earn Simoleons task, which you're going to do a lot as a level 11 player. So you want to make sure that you're leaving money uncollected in your depot when you sell items and leaving your taxes uncollected. But more importantly, your shops, okay? If you're somebody who knows what you're doing, you're going to have a much higher advantage against all the other players that you're going against, because you're going to have used whatever cash you've earned unlocking slots in your shop, meaning that you're able to proceed and get these production tasks done in a fraction of the time that they are, because you're going to use a technique that most people either don't understand or never really use. And that is the being prepped, the com prep of your shop's technique. Now, what people normally do, and this is a big mistake, is they wait until they decide to do a task to start producing whatever items it is that they need to do. Maybe they see that they have a smoothies task or a nails task or a planks task or a chairs task, whatever the case is. They see it on their list, right? And they see it at a low points value and they think, well, I'm never going to do that, so I'm never going to prep for that. No. Those are your rotating tasks. You are going to do those tasks. Maybe not right now because you have higher value tasks to do, but at some point you're going to run out of high value tasks and you're going to have to use your rotating tasks. And those are your rotating tasks. That is when you're in rotation, okay? So you're sitting there, you're looking at your list, and you don't have anything that you can do that's of a high value. So you're sitting there pondering like, okay, now what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And you're like, okay, maybe I'll do these chairs. But I never prepped the chairs because I didn't think I was going to have to do the chairs. Well, you're level 11. There's no speeding it up. So now you have to wait for 11 chairs to finish. That is a huge time hit to take. Whereas if you use this technique, you would not have had to do that. Now, as a level 11 player, most of your shops only have 1 to 2 items unlocked in general. So it's not a real choice, a real hard choice to make to figure out what to produce, right? So as a level 11 player, it is crucial more than ever that you prep your shops correctly. Now, this goes for anybody who's playing the Contest of Mayors. What you need to do is when you click on one of your shops here, you can use these yellow arrows. So I've talked about this several times in my videos, okay? These are going to help you cycle through your shops without having to collect anything that is actually in the shops list here, okay? So here's the deal with this. Some people get really confused by this whole thing. Now, let's say that you go here and you go to put something down and it says collect finished items. What this means is you can have a total of 11 items either in queue or done. That's it. You don't get more. Okay, you don't get 11 done and then 11 laying down in your shop. It doesn't work that way. So you get 11 items in total, whether they're done or being worked on, doesn't matter. You get 11 if you have them all unlocked. Okay, so right now I know that 11 minus 2, 10, 9. I have 9 items. I have 9 items here ready for pickup. That's what I have. Okay, so I pick these up, right? Is that what I want to do? No, that's not what I want to do because now I've picked them all up and I have to restart. See where I'm going with this? But if I was to use the arrow, I could have picked up one of those flour, right? And since I'm here, okay, so I pick up one flour, I use a different shop, and I cycle over after picking up the one flour. And I put one, just pretend this is a flour. I put one flour down in its place, okay? What this means now is normally, I would have 10 flour completed, but one being worked on. Now, after the one that's being worked on is done, I pick up one flour and I put down another one. That way, I always have one item being worked on at all times. Now, why am I doing this? Why don't I just leave the 11 sit there and not touch it? Why am I doing that? Because you're not making any damn money if you do that. So if you have a task being idle for, let's say 2 damn days, you may not do that task. Do you really want to just have 11 items sitting there for 2 days, never making anything? No. You're not going to make any money. You got to continue to make money, but be prepared. So always pick up one and make one. It's really a quite simple process. Now, here's the thing. If you have a task for, let's say, 8 chairs, okay? And then you get a task for tables. What do? Do you clear out all the chairs at once? No, not unless you're working on the tables immediately. Okay, let's say that you have tables and chairs, right? But you're not doing either one just yet. Or let's say that you just got a chairs task and you had tables prepped. What do? Do you clear out all the tables and prep the chairs? No. What you would do at this point when you have 2 different items to consider is you pick one up and you place the new one down. So let's say that you had 5 chairs ready for pickup, okay? But you got a tables task and you're not ready to do either one. But you want to make sure that you have the longer one or the highest valued one prepped first. But you don't want to collect all these chairs just yet, right? Then you can slowly cycle them out, pick one up, and place the new one down. Or let's say this happens a lot. Okay, this scenario happens a lot. Let's say that you have paint prepped, okay? Which is a very long item to make, takes a while, whatever. You've prepped paint. You've got 11 paint done, you've picked the one up, and you've got 10 done and 1 making, okay? And then you get a task for, let's say, planks that needs to be done. But you haven't got your paint task yet. Do you pick up the planks? Or do you pick up all the paint and start the planks? Yes, because that's your next task, right? But let's say that planks wasn't your next task. It's just a low-valued task. What do? You have all this paint made, and you have a low-valued plank. You don't know if you're ever going to get a paints task, but you need to get those planks going. That's what you know. So what you do is you pick up 1 paint and you put down 1 plank. This way, if you did get a paint task in between the time, you didn't collect all of them, right? So now, let's say the one plank is done, you still have not got your paint task. You pick up another paint. You put down the plank. You still have not got your paint task. And then you just keep doing that until eventually you've cycled out all your paint for planks. And then you can go ahead and do your planks when you need to do them, right? But the whole point here is that let's say it happened differently. Let's say you picked up 2 paint, you had 2 planks making, and all of a sudden your paint task comes up. Aren't you going to be pretty damn happy you didn't pick all the damn paint up? You only have 2 planks to worry about now, right? So you're saving yourself a lot of time by allowing your shop to constantly be working on something while allowing yourself to also use this as a storage facility in a sense. By allowing these to sit here, you own them, but they're not taking up storage, okay? But you're still not losing any money because something's always being worked on. This is a huge advantage to the game that you can utilize if you do it properly. Now, this up here, the factories, that's a whole nother thing, okay? Because factories, it doesn't work that way. You know, it's not one at a time, it's all at once. So these you should have, you know, prepped one item, or like let's say that you're a level 24 player and you have 40 slots unlocked and you have a factory task for 35 of something. You can produce those 35 of something and keep 5 slots open so that you have one factory you can make metal and wood and things like that with if you need to. But more importantly, using this as a storage facility in a sense, and using the ability to have 10 items sit there is a huge benefit to you, okay? So try the best that you can to utilize this. Now, what shop do you pick to be able to click around? You can either have a full storage to do this, or you have to use the yellow arrows, right? Well, me being a high-level player, I usually use the fast food shop because that's one that doesn't get run very often. But I don't play calm competitively, so I really don't have this issue. As a lower-level player, whatever shop that you're using the least or that takes the least amount of time would be realistically the one that you would want to use to cycle. So, you know, the hammer store, maybe it depends on what's in your list. You know, if you aren't getting anything in the hardware store, but you have a lot of stuff in the building supplies store, then switch it around. Either way, you're going to need to cycle somehow, right? Some people would use the Santa shop or whatever, but that's now not in play, so that's going to be a little difficult. All right, you guys. Anybody who has any more questions on what to do if you're restarting and all that, make sure you watch the Missy's Building Guide 2 video and number 1 video. The number 1 video is a little outdated just because of the technical issue with the Epic projects, but pretty much it's the general idea, okay? It's got a lot of stuff in there that is still absolutely 100% in play. Pretty much the only thing that changed was the VU pass, the technical difficulties with epics, and going to, you know, speed leveling to 24, which was a result of that. So, yes, if it were me, I would go to level 24, as I've stated a couple times now, but at the very least, level 20. That either level 20 or level 24. But like I said, 24 is where you really want to be. If you go to level 18, you've unlocked groups. You have no benefit to remain level 18, none whatsoever. Level 20 is where you want to be to unlock silver tokens. Once you've went up to level 20, by this time, you know, you have 5 weeks before you get into Mega, if you get promoted each week. So you have plenty of time to work your way up the leaderboards and things like that, get some past rewards unlocked, and get some storage and land expansion done. Also take into consideration that land expansion should be your primary focus in the lower leagues. It really, really, really should. You do not want to end up with a bunch of land expansion available when you hit Mega. You don't. It will be a pain in the butt for you. Okay? So the sooner you can unlock your land, the better. A lot of people have trouble holding that much dozer during the contest, and that task, it just keeps coming back. Okay? It doesn't matter how many times you clear it, as long as you have a land space open, it's going to come back within about 3 tasks. So realistically, you can't hold that much dozer, especially when you're at the edge of your map and it's like 14 of each or whatever. So, get those done in the lower leagues because they're considered high value tasks in the lower leagues. They're actually good tasks in the lower leagues. So that being said, yeah, that pretty much wraps that up. So that is the level difference, okay? Level 11, you pretty much got nothing going for you at that point. Level 18, yeah, no, still not really much going for you. Yes, you have the group feature, and yes, you have now unlocked donuts. Level 20, yes, now at least you have silver tokens, but you still are on the fence with the whole use gold tokens, can't really do much of anything, can't get anywhere. Epic projects are something that need to be worked on regularly so that you can start stacking them up. They're expensive, they're time consuming, and things like that. So it's a good idea to be able to get that stuff going, especially since they're on a timer and things. So yeah. All right, you guys, you can always speed level to 24 and you'll still be just fine. You're still going to be able to unlock your storage just fine, even if you rush all the way to level 24, as long as you don't leave level 24. And as long as you put all of your focus in on buying the right services, setting your roads up to never need upgraded, that is crucial, and building only regular residential homes. That right there, unlocking all of your shop slots with your cash, don't spend cash on stupid stuff. Those types of things, unlocking your VU tower, don't waste your keys, stack up all your war cards and war rewards, don't use them all up, only spend your war simoleons on jackpots. All of these things, and you're going to be golden. You're going to be good to go. You're going to be fine as long as you don't leave level 24. Okay? All right.